Hi Scorpio, welcome to Magpie Moonchild. My name is Kayleigh. This is your general weekly tarot reading. As always, the housekeeping is down below with how to find aspects of your astrological natal chart, decks that I'm using, how to book a personal read, and so is the subscription button if you feel so inclined as to follow the channel. Okay, let's see what we have for you for the week ahead. So I'm just shuffling the cards, that one. Okay, so we have the Eight of Swords, and this week this would suggest that you are having self-limiting thoughts and beliefs in process. A full crisis of confidence, restricting yourself, not believing that you're capable of things, very much a lack of self-confidence and self-belief. You could be feeling very stuck this week. If you look, they're blindfolded, but they're tying the blindfold on themselves. It's like you can't see that you're capable of something, or that you deserve something, or you're valid of some in general, as well as valid of receiving something. And this week it's about changing how you talk to yourself, making sure that you're talking to yourself in a much kinder way, a more encouraging way, having more self-belief, bringing your validation for self-worth, bringing it from an external locus of everybody, locus of everybody else, looking to other people for validation. You need to start looking within for your validation and your self-worth and your value. Okay, let's see, what have we got? What else have we got with this card? But it is very much a case of taking back control of things. Realizing that you are capable of being in control of your own fate, your own destiny, what you will and will not accept from other people. Yes, Page of Pentacles. Learning to recover, learning new ways of talking to yourself, being loyal to yourself. What is it you desire? What is it that makes you happy? What do you bring that is a positive? You have value. You are worthy of love. You are worthy of anything you choose just by the default setting of you exist. You are worthy of respect. You have value. You need to be talking to yourself in a much kinder way. If there are things that you want to go and achieve, you have to know that you will make that happen, that you are worthy of those good things happening to you. So this week is very much a opportunity for you to be working on your value. What do you need to do to heal you? What past things are holding you back? Is there shadow work that you need to do? And by shadow, I'm talking about the fact that as humans, we are a pack animal, so we have to there is unity, strength in unity and community, right? So if you're on your own, you're not really going to survive. You kind of need to be with everybody else and accepted into the group in order for you to survive in nature. And obviously, if you are rejected from that, you're out on your own and you're not likely to survive. So by nature, we are programmed to look for acceptance from others, to have validation, to make sure that we are not rejected by others. As a result, we create our shadow, which is anything that we've ever done that may have had attached to response, a feeling of rejection or shame, or a negative response that would mean that maybe they didn't want us to be around them. So we adapt who we are and how we work and hide that aspect of ourselves in our what we call our shadow, the things that we don't want the light to fall on, the things that we want to keep hidden or away from everybody else, to pretend that it's not there or it's not happening or it's not a part of us. We don't acknowledge it. So when we do shadow work, we look at those aspects of ourselves that maybe aren't acceptable to society or have previously been knocked or mocked or ridiculed for, and we accept those parts of ourselves. We can't change the things we've done. We cannot keep punishing ourselves for us, but we can learn lessons from them and move forward. Equally, those parts, we don't have to show them to the whole world, although you should really be making an effort to show your true self to the world, because I think it would be much more accepted than you believe it would be. But you have to at least acknowledge and accept and love the whole of yourself, the good, the bad and the ugly, warts and all, as Oliver Cromwell said. So this is about you working on your confidence, working on bringing your value, because this is the page. This is kind of like you've never done it before and you have very little experience or very little history, proven history of validating yourself, recognizing that I do have value. I am worthy of love. I am worthy of good experiences. I am worthy, full stop. That you do not need to look to other people to be accepted in society. Just because one person doesn't like something you do doesn't mean there's not 100 people out there that absolutely adore what you do, that adore your quirks. So sometimes we have to be prepared to allow people to reject us in order to find our true tribe, our true people that will see us through the dark, that will make sure that we survive, that won't leave us isolated and alone because we're a little bit different than they are. We need differences and we need quirks within society. Otherwise, it just doesn't work. We need the differences in order for our species to survive, full stop. But also, there's no point everybody having the same talent. If we're all really good farmers, then who's going to build the shelters? Who's going to drive the food that we're growing on the farm out to the shops? Who's even going to be manning the shops? Who's going to be making sure that other aspects are being worked on within the community? So we have to have different talents in order for the community and the pack to survive. So your quirks and what makes you special and makes you different from other people are actually what makes you vital and important in the world. And it's about you learning to celebrate them. Allow yourself to be curious about certain aspects of yourself. Get to the core truths of things. The Page of Swords is inquisitive and excited and inspired. If you feel like you're called to be a writer, go and start writing. If you feel called to be an artist, go and start drawing. If you feel called to be a dancer, go and take a dance class. If you feel inspired that you want to be a chef, go and start cooking some recipes. Go and find a teacher if you have to. But this is vital that you start talking to yourself in a more positive way. You need to have a conversation with yourself. It's about learning to manage your thoughts. So have a look into CBT therapy, possibly. I'm not saying you need therapy necessarily, but it doesn't hurt to, as a self-care measure, go and look at these techniques, neuro-linguistic programming, in order to, the way you talk to yourself, to be kinder to yourself. If you put the work in now and you put these things in place, it stops you needing more work. It's maintenance, it's self-maintenance of our mental health in order to prevent full catastrophe as much as we can. I'm not saying by doing it you're never gonna fall apart. For some people, they will never fall apart because they've got these things in place. They will not have a mental breakdown because they have these things in place, because they talk to themselves more kindly, because of the way they have reprogrammed their brain to talk to itself, to be kinder. So it's about you recognizing that yes, you may have anxiety. Yes, you may have negative ways of talking to yourself. You may have a complete lack of confidence. But if you go and get the help, help, it makes it sound like there's something wrong with you. It isn't. An aid is there whether we need to rely on it or not. But it is a tool you can use. Go and find the tools that you can use that will help you work on your confidence, that will help you work on your self-value, centering your value within yourself rather than looking to others for validation. It's the hardest lesson that we learn, to trust ourselves and to know our value. And this is the journey that you seem to be needing to go on at the moment, Scorpio, that you need to see how you can improve your confidence, to your self-belief, and once you do that, you will start to see things open up, start to recognize that you are more than capable of doing anything that you set your mind to. If you feel called to do something, you will find that you have the confidence to step out and do that. Right now it's like you just want to be accepted and you want to be loved, and that's when we pretend to be something we're not, when we are not being our true selves, it's exhausting because we're trying to work out what 7 other billion people want us to be and trying to make all of them happy at once by adjusting our behavior, and then going, okay, well, this is what I need to do. Then being that person at the same time as suppressing yourself. It's 3 times more effort than just being who you are and letting the people that aren't your people fall away and out of your life. And that is hard, especially if it's family members. It's really hard if they're family members to let them fall out of your life. But if they're not accepting of who you really are, if there are conditions and you altering yourself to receive love, then that's not love, because love is unconditional. Love does not have conditions. You should be loved regardless of anything. So if you have to earn it, that's not love. If you have to earn affection, that's not love. That's just them bestowing affection on you. It's like it's like a puppy doing a trick and behaving in a certain way, and you reward it with food so that it keeps doing the behavior. That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. That's exactly how we're conditioned, right? If we're rewarded and accepted into the group and even given a treat, then we will continue to do that behavior. If we're reprimanded and punished for something, it will go into our shadow. We won't do it anymore. That aspect of behavior is still within us, but we don't use it or acknowledge it because it was rejected last time. So this is about working on you and those parts of you and showing parts of your true self, because there are people out there that will accept you for who you are and will love you for who you are, because love is unconditional. So I hope that is of some use to you this week, Scorpio. Thank you so much for stopping by, and hopefully I will see you soon. Bye for now.